Tashdile and welcome to Tibet this week. This is Sakina Bhatt with another edition of Weekly News on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave two-day teachings to Mongolian Buddhists. CTA President attended the Thank You Czech Republic event in Prague. Karnataka Chief Minister Shri H.D. Kumaraswamy along with ministers make the first visit to Balakopi Tibetan settlement. Honorable Andrew Scheer, Canadian House of Commons, issued statement in support of the middle way approach. All-Party Parliamentary Group for Tibet, UK, commemorates the 60th anniversary of Tibetan National Uprising. His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave teachings on Je Tsongkhapa's concise stages of the path and in praise of dependent origin through a live teleconference participated by Buddhist groups from Mongolia on Thursday last week. His Holiness recalled the history of the relationship between the Tibetans and Mongols of over 1,000 years. His Holiness talked about the centuries-old friendship and spiritual bond shared by the previous Dalai Lamas and the emperors of Mongolia. His Holiness further informed the gathering that the title Dalai Lama, by which he is known worldwide, was offered by Mongolian King Altan Khan to the third Dalai Lama, Sonam Gyatso.
Tabjan Yamber Gube Chartes, that Demba Sanje Demba Mochose, she Lungosoline, Kala Kansumgi, she Samcom Rigboda, any Sama Rigboda, Integia the Ranga Labanashi, quantum physics, desert ready, that Nusu Jigumnangi, Kawan desert, Tonan Chikitoa. So I didn't that Kuduchi I did Yondito.
The President of Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Lobsang Singye, attended the Thank You Czech Republic event on Wednesday this week. Delivering the keynote address, Dr. Singye mentioned that Czech Republic's support for the Tibetan people's non-violent struggle for freedom, human rights and democracy is laudable. What is special about the support from Czech, President Singye explained, is that it not only hosts the largest parliamentary support group on the continent, but also has the largest support for Tibet at the public level. Dr. Singye also attended the opening ceremony of the 21st annual One World Film Festival, which is the world's largest human rights documentary film festival.
As far as China's influence around the world and why the Chinese government is using all its might to divide the world or change the world order so that it benefits them more than the world. For example, in the United Nations, there is a great debate, and they are trying to redefine human rights. Chinese government proposed a resolution which was supported by 30 countries, and they passed it, even though 13 countries opposed it. It says the contribution of development to the enjoyment of human rights should be the primary basis of human rights, not the Vienna Declaration, where development is considered important, but equally, or more importantly, political and individual rights is important. Now, if the Chinese government definition of contribution of development to the enjoyment of human rights precedes or prevail, then development could be used as an excuse to deny political rights.
He gave an opening speech that touched on China's growing international influence and the impacts of Chinese foreign policy on human rights. For the first time ever, Karnataka Chief Minister Shri H.D. Kumaraswamy visited the Balakopi Tibetan settlement, home to the largest Tibetan refugee population in India, on Saturday last week. The Chief Minister sought blessings at Tibetan Buddhist monasteries in the settlement. In a speech, he mentioned about Tibetan people's soft and well-preserved Buddhist culture and tradition and assured that he will extend all possible assistance and support to Tibetans. The visit was aimed at enabling the Honorable Chief Minister to experience the grandeur and serenity of the Tibetan settlements as well as to take part in the ceremonies and rituals of the monasteries. Honorable Andrew Scheer, the leader of the official opposition in the Canadian House of Commons, has issued a statement expressing his support for the middle way approach of the CTA and the Tibetan people's struggle for freedom and human rights. Representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Ngotub Tsering, said, "The Office of Tibet, DC, would like to express deep-felt gratitude to Honorable Andrew Scheer for showing strong solidarity with Tibetan people while we commemorate the 60th anniversary of National Uprising on the 10th March 2019. The annual wreath-laying ceremony marking the 60th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising was held at the Innocent Victims Memorial, Westminster Abbey in London on Tuesday this week. The ceremony was organized by the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Tibet in the UK Parliament in conjunction with the Tibet Society UK. Honorable Chris Law, co-chair of All-Party Parliamentary Group for Tibet, in his address reiterated his continued support for Tibet and to work with his colleagues in the UK Parliament for a peaceful resolution to the Tibet issue. The wreath was laid in memory of all Tibetans who have lost their lives as a result of China's occupation of Tibet since 1950 and to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising that began in Tibet's capital city Lhasa on 10th March 1959. The Tibetan national flag was raised in front of the Guildhall in Northampton for the 20th consecutive year on Tuesday this week. The Northampton Tibetan flag raising ceremony is held every year in March to acknowledge the plight of the Tibetan people and mark the 60th anniversary of the Tibetan Uprising. This is the end of the Bulletin of Tibet This Week. See you next time and have a great weekend.